Jon Jones continues to dismiss Tom Aspinall. MMA fans haven't seen Bones in action since he won the title against Cyril Gunn at UFC 285 in 2023. Tom Aspinall has been leading the UFC's heavyweight division while Jones has been away. He won and defended the interim title against Sergey Pavlovich and Curtis Blades. Even with his success in the interim champ title, Jones and the UFC aren't moving forward with the Stipe fight, which led to Jones's Twitter rant today. Looks like Tom displaying that amazing UK wrestling. My focus is on Stipe. He actually wrestled Division 1, best heavyweight of all time as of right now. Maybe Tom will go on and beat Stipe's record one day. Right now I'm focusing on GOAT things. Haha man, you guys have been really begging me lately, he continued. Is the heavyweight division really that boring without me? The beautiful thing about being my position is I'm not defined by one fight. Most of you grew up watching me win. Jones continues to hint it may indeed be his last as well. I guess there was a video that resurfaced recently of me saying that after Stipe, Francis was the only fight I was interested in. That video was recorded well over a year ago. That was recorded before I got injured, before there was an intern champion crowned. I had already voiced that I wasn't interested in any more randoms. Now, magically, I'm ducking a fight that's never been negotiated or discussed at any table that matters. LOL, I'm sticking to my plans. Jon Jones jumps for no one. How many belts does one need? How many times do I have to break my own record? Dana White apologizes for erasing Francis Ngannou from UFC 305 Countdown. Dana is denying he had anything to do with Ngannou's erasure from the Countdown show, while at the same time taking full responsibility for it happening. In a video published last week, the UFC edited out Ngannou's name when Adesanya referenced himself, Francis, and Kamaru Usman, all former title holders in the promotion, as the three African kings. Izzy wasn't happy with the sketchy behavior and called the UFC out on it, but Dana didn't hear about any of it. If that's true and that was done and it was something that we produced, then somebody in the company made that decision, White said during a Contender Series post-fight press conference. You know me, right? If I said we did it, I'd say, yeah, f*** him, and this is why we did it. I know nothing about it. Nobody ever asked me about it, and this is the first we're hearing about it, or I would tell you. My production team are a bunch of rock stars, and they are truly awesome, White clarified. I make it so hard on them sometimes with some of the crazy stuff I say, and it's tough. When you asked me about that, I didn't know anything about it, but someone was editing that and made a conscious decision, thinking that was the right thing to do, that's what we would have wanted, what I would have wanted. Recent news of Khamzat Chimaev sneaking candies and sweets into his gym has stunned the MMA community, raising questions about his discipline. Besides ongoing health issues and fight withdrawals, it appears Khamzat is struggling with self-control. Michael Bisping shared on his podcast that a close source revealed Chimaev's lack of discipline compared to his past. The source noted that Khamzat has been hiding candy bars in his locker room to avoid his coach's notice. Joe Rogan responded to the situation, emphasizing that discipline is a learned skill developed through self-motivation, even on days when one doesn't feel like training. Rogan highlighted that few people truly master the ability to force themselves to work hard, stressing that intense training and focus are crucial. He noted that highly talented individuals sometimes struggle with discipline because success may come too easily. He said that maintaining strict self-requirements and avoiding laziness is key to good performance and setting a strong example. In a recent interview with Russian reporter Aslan Bekbadiev, Khamzat responded to recent allegations of him not being disciplined.
Потихоньку проходим форму, начинаем бороться, там чисто бегали, сейчас уже на этой неделе начали бороться. Я не знаю, вроде все в раунде нормально отработал, в последнем бою до этого вроде нормально. Я хорошо дышал, хорошо бился. Каждому по-разному видится, не знаю. Вроде в зале у меня и в боях с дыхалкой никаких проблем нету. Я выиграл Усмана. После этого все говорили, на третьем раунде устал. Я не знаю, где они увидели мою усталость. Если были бы еще раунды, я бился бы. Все хотят, что я проиграл. Никаких поражений, даже никаких раундов не было.
After a long hiatus from competition, Conor McGregor finally announced his return with a highly anticipated fight against Michael Chandler, sparking excitement around the world. Both fighters went above and beyond to build the hype, engaging in numerous verbal exchanges on The Ultimate Fighter. However, McGregor's return hit a snag when he sustained an injury during training, forcing him to withdraw from the bout with no new date in sight. He has publicly pleaded with Dana White to reschedule the fight for for December, but so far he hasn't had much success in getting a response. Chael Sonnen believes Conor McGregor has humbled himself ahead of potential UFC return. On a recent episode of the Good Guy, Bad Guy podcast, Chael gave his perspective on the current situation, claiming the Irishman has humbled himself. He said, "Dana has been very clear in the last 2 weeks that Conor McGregor is not fighting this year. Dana said he's not fighting this year, but he is blowing me up. He does want to fight in December. We'll see what happens. If I get a right sign, I will make an announcement." Sonnen added, "I believe that he wants to fight. I believe he is going behind the scenes. He loves to feint power. He loves to let people know. It's all my decision. I believe he has humbled himself to say, I need the organization to sign off on this." With Conor's and Chandler's highly anticipated fight still hanging in the balance, who do you believe would emerge victorious if this epic showdown does materialize? Leave your thoughts in comments below. Jan Blachowicz blasts the UFC for protecting Alex Pereira by matching him up against Khalil Rountree. The former champion has been quietly pushing for a rematch with Alex Pereira, even though it seems unlikely given he hasn't fought since their split decision loss. The 41-year-old has been vocal about his frustration, accusing the UFC of protecting Pereira by setting up another advantageous matchup for the Brazilian champion. No idea why they went with this fight. You tell me because I am confused. What the f***? You know, why did they book Magomed Ankalaev with Alexander Rakic? Why? Why don't they ask me about fighting Pereira? Maybe I'd be ready a little bit earlier. Nobody asked me. I feel like it's special protection for Pereira, Blachowicz said in an interview with Middle Easy. I believe that I won my fight against him, and maybe they don't want to make that fight again because they know this time he's going to lose 100%. Maybe that's also why they don't want to give Ankalaev to him, because Ankalaev is also very strong. Maybe they want to make another nice win for him. He continued, Blachowicz has undoubtedly given Pereira his toughest test at light heavyweight, as he was the only opponent that actually attempted to wrestle the Brazilian striker. The Polish fighter was scheduled to fight Alexander Rakic at UFC 297 earlier this year, but he had to withdraw because of a shoulder injury. With that, the 41-year-old made it clear he is looking to return to action in December, and revealed that he has spoken to the UFC as recently as a few weeks ago. A week ago, or maybe 2, I spoke to the UFC. I just said I would be ready in December, and also I heard Pereira, after the Prochazka fight, said he also would next fight in December. Now they make his fight a little bit earlier. For me, what makes sense is either Jamal Hill or Jiri Prochazka. We will see. I think Jiri is in a dark place right now, so I hope he will come back and we make this fight because it will be a very good and exciting fight. So if not Pereira, I would like to fight against Prochazka. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for daily MMA news.